6 guy, he a visionary.
At 97, turn to Mac 11, everybody worry about me, get your own. Fallout champion, fallout champion.
Desiigner. Desiigner must register as sex offender in plain masturbation case. Desiigner just got sentenced in his mid-fight masturbation case, and now he'll have to register as a sex offender. According to the documents obtained by TMZ Hip Hop, the judge ordered the Panda rapper to register as a sex offender going forward, in addition to other conditions of his 2-year probation, such as participating in a psychiatric evaluation and drug testing. Desiigner is also barred from owning or possessing firearms and must perform 120 hours of community service. TMZ Hip Hop broke the story. Desiigner pleaded guilty to indecent exposure after he was accused of whipping out his willy in the presence of flight attendants back in April during a flight back from Japan. According to the initial charging documents, he told the arrested federal agents he didn't get much cootie overseas. Desiigner announced he had quit rap for good last November following Takeoff's death. It will be interesting to see how this incident impacts his music going forward. I'm gonna say something, and I don't know if I'll be right or wrong. Y'all can judge me for this. I feel like the man needs mental health. But if y'all ever heard Desiigner interview and everything like that, bruh, he sound like he off a little bit, like he ain't got it all.
Well, it was crazy. We had this play to be
Desiigner, slow down.
You think I'm
slow down? Slow down.
It's amazing how we can't get afforded the ability to say that we were mentally unstable, but we got those kids who go up and blast up a school and take a whole bunch of lives, and all you talk about is how they're mentally disturbed and misguided and all that. Bro, I really feel like that man had a mental episode there. So to make that man register as an offender, bro, I don't think it's right. I just don't. And I know some people ain't gonna agree with me, but typically when we associate offenders, we typically associate them with people who actually take the cookie from women or take, whatever from somebody, that they do harm to somebody, bro. And I'm not saying that the women weren't traumatized by his actions and stuff like that, but I'm saying, can we get a little compassion, just a tad bit of compassion for this dude that none of us truly believe has it all the way? That's going to stick with this man for the rest of his life. Bro, it would have been better if he just fought it and went to jail. Something. But y'all let me know, man. I hate that it happened to this dude, bro, because as black men, bro, we are not afforded the ability to have a mental episode. I say black and brown, too, because I can't see nobody that's of Latino descent doing something like this and them getting off as well. So I don't know, man. I just feel bad for dude because I've seen what this has done to people. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna be fair. This ain't one of them. This is not fair, bro. Ban them all for the flights or something like that from that particular airline or something, bro. But I just feel like it's going way too far. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe somebody need to write something in the paragraphs to convince me otherwise, but I just think it's wrong, bro. Exclusive, baby. Rapper Desiigner sentenced after exposing himself on plane, not required to register as a sex offender. Exclusive. Many news outlets have incorrectly stated that he is required to register. Desiigner attorney Ryan Gary told People. The rapper Desiigner has been sentenced after exposing himself on an airline earlier this year. However, despite recent reports, he will not be required to register as a sex offender. The 26-year-old Panda rapper, whose real name is Sidney Royal Shelby III, was sentenced to 120 hours of community service, fined $5,000, and will remain on probation for 2 years after he was charged with masturbating on a flight from Tokyo to Minneapolis on April 17th. After a flight attendant spotted the rapper exposing himself, the criminal complaint claimed he quickly covered himself, only to be caught masturbating about 5 minutes later by members of the Delta flight crew. At the time, authorities said that he continued to do so after being asked multiple times to stop. It was previously reported that Desiigner would also have to register as a sex offender for indecent exposure. But his attorney, Ryan Gary, tells People exclusively in a statement that those claims are untrue. Regarding the issue of Mr. Shelby registering as a sex offender, many news outlets have incorrectly stated that he is required to register as an absolute condition of his probation. They are wrong, Gary told People of Desiigner. Since this was a federal misdemeanor, the sentencing judgment states that if the state of California or some other government entity requires that Mr. Shelby must register as a sex offender, then he must, the attorney continued. However, the parties in this case have come to the legal conclusion after significant research and consultation with lawyers in California that this misdemeanor conviction is not one that will cause Mr. Shelby to have to register as a sex offender, Gary added. If some government agency in California disagrees with our analysis, then we will address the matter at that point in time.
They used to say, words couldn't hurt me. Videos, just my name, they getting thirsty. Go ahead and put him in a hearse. It's getting murky, this time I deserve this. I'm ready for whatever war said. He been a matador, stand for the things I'm dreaming for.